Hi, I'm Eva from Happy Painting, and today we will be making a happy summer bookmark. So for this, I've divided my piece of paper in 4 and cut these strips to give me 4 equal bookmarks. And as I will be wetting the paper completely, I use blue tack to fasten the bookmark to my table. Otherwise, there will be a lot of warping going on, which I don't want in this case. So you could use tape, but I don't have any tape, and blue tack has worked really well for me in the past. So this is what I will be using today. So I simply stick the blue tack on and then stick it on my work surface, which as you can see has been speckled with paint before. And now for my watercolor, I wet them first. I spray a bit of water on them to wake them up. And then I will add the water to my bookmark to be ready to draw. So we will be doing a watermelon effect today. I'm using a medium-sized brush, and I will start at the bottom with a fairly dark green to give the skin of the watercolor effect. So I only do a fairly small strip of green at the bottom, and I will go in with a bit of darker green at the bottom again, just to give it some depth, some variation and a bit of interest. And I will now leave a little bit of a white gap between the green layer and the red layer to give that little transition that watermelons tend to have. It's when you bite in your juicy watermelon and you get to the whiter bit at the bottom, you know that the sweetest and juiciest bits have already been eaten. But it will give your eye some room to breathe. A bit of white is always nice on drawings. So yeah, my darkest red will go at the top, and then I will work my way downwards and leave that little edge of white. And again, there will be different gradients of saturation in the color red, which again, it'll just give the whole picture a bit of dynamic and that wonderful grading effect down towards the white area. And down here, sometimes it helps to dry off the brush, to lift up some colour or to draw some colour up and down to give you a nicer transition between the colours, as sometimes you can get some borders when you've added too much water, and it can simply make it a bit smoother. So I've gone in with a little bit more green at the bottom, which might show up as some flowering borders later on once it dries. That's always the danger. And yeah, as we can see here, it has now dried, so you do want to leave this to dry completely before going in with the fine liner to to add the little pips of the watermelon, which are roughly pear or tear-shaped, a bit more pointy towards the top and wider towards the bottom. And you can just add them where they feel right, where you feel like this is where I want to add some little seeds. And I'm purposely leaving a gap towards the white transition, as this is where we will be writing the words happy summer. So I like to use my pencil to start off with, just to make sure I can fit everything in. It has happened many times before that I start a sentence or start a word and then quickly run out of space. So it's quite nice to use the pencil first as then a guiding line. Or to help with spelling, there has been many times where I was too much in my creative zone that I completely misspelled a word and did not notice this until many days later when I looked at the picture and suddenly realized, whoopsie. So I'm adding a little smiley at the bottom just because summer is happy, and I'm now using my fine liner to trace the words. Since it is a very small bookmark, I'm gonna stick with my fairly thin fine liner, and I go over the downstrokes to give them a thicker effect, which gives you that slight calligraphy feel to your words and brings the letters to life a little bit. So I use the downstrokes of the individual letters to thicken them up. And you can use whichever font you feel like, even if you use your very own handwriting. Just by thickening up the downstrokes, it gives them a very nice character and a very nice look to them with simply that little trick. So for my summer, I've decided to not thicken up the downstroke, but to give them a second line, which I will later fill out or fill in with a bit of gold, just because gold is always a nice option and it will shimmer and glitter when you tilt your bookmark and hold it in the light. And having that double stroke allows you to fill in the double stroke. And lastly, the smiley face, because it can never hurt to have a little smiley face looking at you and smiling at you, and you smile back. So a bit of white can never hurt. So I'm literally just adding a little hint of a reflection to the seeds, and I will add it to the word happy on the outside of the thicker downstroke, just to make the text stand out a bit more, give it a bit of depth. And it's often the tiniest little details that make a picture come alive. And it's in a way meditative and therapeutic, and just lets you switch off by simply following and retracing your lettering or your already drawn elements. And there we have it. A perfectly fine bookmark. You could go over the paint again if you feel like the colours and strong enough, you could add another coat. I have gone over it with a kitchen towel just to make sure that the ink has dried before I rub out my pencil guidelines, as this has happened before, that I rub out the ink or the ink smears. And there we go. So now you simply need a book to put it in. Happy summer!